Minister Puri, once again, thank you very much for being here. Professor Schwab, Mrs. Schwab, Shyam and Hari Bhartia, it is a pleasure to be back here this evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that we are here with you tonight to celebrate the social entrepreneurship of three remarkable individuals. It is that time of the year, which, by the way, is one of my favorite evenings. I look forward to it because we celebrate impact makers, change makers, the remarkable individuals we cheer this evening. May not always make headlines or trend on social media, but their work speaks volumes where it truly matters in the lives of the people that they touch and the communities that they uplift. Entrepreneurship is first about taking a bet on yourself and then making choices to create a world that they wish to see. The leaders that we celebrate here this evening embody the true values of entrepreneurship. In fact, to echo Nelson Mandela's wisdom, it always seems impossible until it is done, and these gritty individuals are turning the impossible into reality by placing people and purpose at the center of their endeavors. They address pressing issues such as integrating women into the economy, developing tech solutions for individuals with disabilities, and providing elite education opportunities to students from underprivileged backgrounds. Their work represents a bold reimagining of how we can build a fairer and more inclusive future. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the change makers that we honor tonight, the dreamers and the doers of the Social Entrepreneur Awards 2024. 1 billion people, or 16% of the world's population, experience some form of disability, and persons with disabilities are more likely to face adverse socio-economic outcomes than those without disabilities. That's as per the World Bank. According to the NIH, in India, over 70 million people experience some form of disability, underscoring an urgent need for solutions that promote independence and social participation. Torchit is addressing this need by developing affordable, innovative, assistive technologies that have already empowered over 150,000 individuals with disabilities through tools like the Sarthi Smart Mobility and Jyoti AI glasses, which enhance mobility, communication, and daily living skills. Additionally, Torchit's educational initiatives have reached over 10,000 people, including special education teachers and caregivers, equipping them with skills to support inclusive education and employment opportunities. By collaborating with NGOs, healthcare providers, and government bodies, Torchit is not only delivering transformative technology, but also advocating for policies that foster a more inclusive society with a goal of positively impacting 10 million individuals by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the Torchit story.
There are a billion population who are suffering with some kind of other disability. That's 1 in every 7 people. If we talk about India, around 17 million population who are visually impaired, they are coming from low income settings. Because of this, they cannot afford the solutions which are available in the West. So that idea of Torchit born with a deep personal commitment to change the reality. So while I was in my internship, social internship, I saw a problem. A visually impaired person is suffering with day-to-day mobility, and the white cane is only detecting the ground level objects, and he met with an accident and he got 6 stitches. That inspired me to make some product for our visually impaired friends so they can walk independently. So this is how the Torchit born. They can also identify the colors, currency, and they can also see the same description. After 10th, the braille books are not available. They are depending on the audio books, which is not accurate in terms of education. So this Jyoti will allows them to go to any library, pick any book, and you can able to read like any other sighted individual. Now we are working for all kind of other disabilities like physical disability, handicap, locomotive impaired, hearing impaired, cognitive impaired. So the idea of Enable Mart has come into the picture. So Enable Mart is all-in-one solution for inclusion, where we have more than 700 solutions for all kind of disability. Torchit today impacted more than 300,000 people in 40 plus countries. We have partnered with more than 500 plus NGOs, organizations who are working in this persons with disability field. With that, NGO partners were not just helping persons with disability in the tier 1, tier 2 cities, but we are also going down to the exclusion districts like in Dimapur, Nagaland, or some village in Madhya Pradesh. We have 120 visually impaired micro entrepreneurs who are on the ground, who are working for us, and they are also getting extra income with associated with Torchit. And they are just not selling or marketing our products, they are also providing a training. Everyone, regardless of their physical or cognitive abilities, deserve the right of to live independently with dignity, with equal opportunities.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Hani Bhagchandani and the team at Torchit. Congratulations for what you've done. And finally, could we have Hani Bhagchandani of Torchit join us up on stage as well? Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I would like to call on stage now our honorable chief guest for this evening, Shri Hardeep Singh Puri, who's back with us after 5 years here at the Social Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. It's always a pleasure to hear you, sir, and it's always a pleasure to see you. May I request you to please say a few words.
Professor Klaus Schwab, Madame Hilde Schwab, Shyam and Hari Bhartiya ji, my friends Ajay Khanna and Shireen Bhan, so many dignitaries and representatives of the media fraternity, friends and colleagues. I think it would be an understatement if I were to say that I'm very happy to be here on the 15th anniversary of these awards. Equally, I think that if you are looking at assistive technologies, and I kept asking one of the winners, I said, apart from, using sensors on walking sticks and special glasses, and his answer was truly humbling as far as I'm concerned. He said, we have 700 solutions. So you look at the scale of the work which is being done. You have technology, but you need to adopt that technology to provide assistance to those who are in need of it. And in the process, you not only enrich society, but you ensure that civil society performs a function which only civil society can, which only NGOs and social entrepreneurs. Governments will do their work, and I'll come to that in a minute. And I think we have a pretty good record there too. But it is that complementary or supplementary support which is provided in these areas which is truly remarkable. I've been an admirer of Professor Schwab's work for much longer than most of you have known him. I had the privilege of being posted to the Permanent Mission of India in Geneva almost, God knows how many, in 1981. That's a long time ago. And those days, Professor Schwab had many admirers, but it was not called the World Economic Forum, but if I remember correctly, it was called the European Management Forum. I want to take a moment to talk about social enterprises and solutions that cater to persons with disabilities. I was pleased to note that one of these shortlisted solutions for today's award focuses on increased inclusion for persons with disabilities through assistive technologies. And as I mentioned in my interaction with a gentleman who is being celebrated today, when I asked him, apart from this, how many other kind of solutions you had, and he gave me the answer of saying 700. So, I mean, that is the range and scale of work that is being done, and I think we collectively owe a great sense of gratitude to people to work to help those persons with disabilities. We in India expanded the list of recognized disabilities from 7 to 21 after the landmark Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, which was promulgated by the Modi government in 2016. The new census will give a truer picture of the number of persons living with disabilities in the country. It is estimated that nearly 70% of those who need assistive technology do not have access to it in India, which means the scope for work in using assistive technologies for people who have disabilities and to help them lead productive lives in spite of those disabilities is a massive scale and a scope, and I am glad that this is being addressed in a focused manner. The lack of accessibility increases their vulnerabilities and curtails their access to transport services, sanitation, health, education, and other public services. I can tell you with a degree of pride that during the 7 years that I was Housing and Urban Affairs Minister, we enacted this into law that if you have to construct a building, that it has to be user-friendly for people with disabilities. So instead of stairs, you have ramps, you have all kinds of other facilities, and that is also a reflection of the increased awareness of the need to do so. The Modi government has continually demonstrated its efforts to promote disability inclusion. Some notable examples include the Sugamaya Bharat campaign, also known as the Accessible India campaign, which was launched in 2015, and the implementation of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act and rules in 2017. Over 43 lakh UDID cards or unique disability ID cards have been issued to persons with disabilities. Nearly 150,000 persons have benefited from skill development initiatives. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, which I was associated with for 7 years, created the harmonized guidelines for universal design of space standards for India in 2019. These guidelines move away from the narrow interpretation of barrier-free environments to a broader concept of universally designed spaces. I want to conclude by saying that the partnership between corporate entities, foundations, and social enterprises is essential for advancing our shared goals. I congratulate the collaboration between the Schwab Foundation for Social Entrepreneurship and the Jubilant Bhartiya Foundation, which exemplifies how combining resources, expertise, and passion can lead to important solutions for societal change. To all the finalists and participants, all I can say is that your work is truly inspiring. I am confident that your efforts will continue to make a profound impact, as it is already. And I urge the youth to draw inspiration from the social entrepreneurs here and choose paths that will shape both the future and the future of our countries. Many, many thanks. Thank you very much.
Hardeep ji, Hilde, Klaus, we have all our jury members here, friends, all the social entrepreneurs who are present here, to give dignity to each person. Honey, it makes a huge impact. As you rightly said, 70% of the people, you mentioned the data, that don't have supportive equipment, especially for the handicapped. So congratulations to all the winners for a sincere thanks to all the innovators who have joined us today. They give us this award a credibility. Hardeep ji, thank you. Thank you for coming again after 5 years. I know. Thank you for your support. So a big applause for Hardeep ji for joining this occasion. Thank you so much. And do encourage and meet our real heroes, the social entrepreneurs. And thank you all for joining us tonight.